All right. Good morning, cyber traders. Welcome back on this lovely Friday. Good to see you all. All right. Good to see you all. Good. All right. Just looking over here. All right. Happy Friday, everybody. Hopefully everyone's all excited. Finally get through this week. I'll tell you, it's like Groundhog's Day. Every day is like the same day. Show up in the morning, train the pre-market, and then all of a sudden, boom, you get a stock like AMC. So I did a post on Instagram. It's funny that a lot of people were asking me, like, where's the bottom? Or, is it too late to get in? Anyway, regarding about the AMC, you could see it clear as day. Stock's got a major resistance levels right at the $4 resistance right here. So definitely something we got to keep an eye on. But before we do that, let's just go over through some of the stocks that we traded yesterday and talk about what had some nice little moves. We had a couple of good stocks that did pretty well. And the big thing is, you know what? Let's see what we missed. Focused on what we missed, and hopefully we don't do it again. That's what we need to do because, listen, you're going to miss a lot of them, but don't worry about it. It's not like, it's over. Every day's it's a brand new day. It's Groundhog's Day over here in this cyber trading room. And that's what it's about. So let's go through some of the stocks. I had some really good moves yesterday. Let me fix my chart right here so you guys could see a little bit further back. And you go back and let me type in some stocks. So some of the stocks that we had really good was Rite Aid. I can't figure this stock out. I said it earlier. I mean, we trade this stock just so many times. Remember, we traded stock at 8, it ran to like 22, whatever. It's got some really good volume, good movements, support and resistance, but we did pretty well. It wasn't a big winner. It had that big retracement. It came down, it came up a little bit, but is it bought out? I mean, I don't understand the stock, but it's irrelevant. But it had some really good moves yesterday. And also, it wasn't your typical level 1 stock. I mean, this stock was like a level 2 stock. So you got to be careful on this one. So that one did pretty well. CODX. That one right there was another, a blast from the past. We all know the stock very well. We trade this stock right here at $2. In one day, it ran from 4 to 10. The next day, it ran from like 12, ran to 22. She had a good move yesterday. She had a really nice move. She went from $10 all the way to 14. Once again, another stock that had some really big spreads. It wasn't your typical level 1 stock. You had to be a little bit more advanced trader. If you're one of the $300, $500 a day traders here in the room, this probably was right up your alley. Another one that's also doing pretty good, Roku. Expensive, though. Was expensive. ROKU. I spelled it wrong. But that one, following along, all these streaming movie websites, TV shows, like even like Netflix took off. And you know what? Sometimes you got to listen to your kids. I mean, my son's like, Dad, you got to trade Netflix. I'm like, as a day trader, though, I'm not interested in trading a $200-$300 stock. That thing took off. Roku, same thing, fraction of the price, but Roku did pretty well too yesterday. So listen, what's the big rumor going on right now? They said that the big thing is it looks like, we probably got a cure, for the coronavirus. So you're going to start seeing these might take a little bit of a correction. And then all of a sudden, all the other stocks are going to be taking off. Listen, you guys been here and been watching us for so long. I've been doing this for 25 years, and I was dying to get another correction. Hated that has to be this, but unfortunately, we haven't had a correction in a while. A lot of people talk about it. Usually happens every 8 years. So we finally got one. Took a little bit longer than that. And, you saw what the Dow's doing. We came all the way down to 18,000. 18,000. Now we're at what, 24,000? I mean, the market bounced almost 6,000 points already. So a lot of us did pretty well and got some swing trades. So listen, as of today, when we go through the watch list, be honest with you, pre-market wasn't the greatest so far, but we do, but our swing trades are killing it right now. We're definitely doing great. Another stock I do want to point out right here, and also that we traded that pretty well, Works. Okay, that one also, we've done really well with that stock, WORX. That stock, you could see it went from like 5 to 14, came back down, had a really nice push yesterday. Not a big winner, but it was fun. It was a fun stock to trade. Another nice, cool little stock right there. All right, so let's go through the watch list and go through some of the. Let me see. Anyone see Jeff Bezos' letter? Listening to Yahoo's story about it. He said was need more testings. Listen, you can't. These billionaires, listen, they're in a different world on their own. So like I said, but if they can move the market, I'm all in. All right, so let's look about what's moving this morning because we do got a decent list right here. First of all, let's go back to AMC. So AMC, you could see right here on this chart right here, the stock had a major resistance levels right here, okay? And that's about $4 right there. And when I bring over our watch list right here on the book map, you could see that this $4, you see that big seller right there, big red line? This guy's been out there for a while. Look at 14,000 shares, 11,000 shares. Stock did exactly what we predicted. I mean, stock went up. We did good in pre-market, right around 8:45. Look, even going back, even did it earlier around 7 o'clock 8 o'clock this morning. Went right close to 4, came back right down. Could have bought at 350, came right to the resistance. Let me tell you guys, you need to know to follow the money. If you don't follow the money, you're trading blind. So that stock, listen, if you lost money on that trade and you chased it at 4, unfortunately, you deserve it. Good thing is that you learn from it and you don't do it again. So, once again, I posted on Instagram. Is it too late to buy? I asked for feedback. I told everybody, this is what you get with experience being, surround yourself with good traders. All right. Another stock, but that's going to be on our watch list. Could it break it? It could. It could. Sellers still out there. Those guys start getting taken out. It could. But it's got a lot. I mean, and not only that order out there, that could be more orders behind it. So that's why you have to look at it. It could be a lot more. Gene, another stock that's moving pretty well. This stock, you remember, we trade this stock right here. This one went from $2 up to $5. Go back to January and check it out. If you're a student of ours, go back to your journal, see how you did. If I remember correctly, stock wasn't really a hard stock to trade. Stock's got great orders out there. You could see it right here. Look at all those great orders out there. You're definitely going to get some iceberg orders out there. So that one looks pretty good. Want to keep an eye on that one right there too. Not a bad looking stock. Cheap, which is what we like. Cheap's always good. ECOR, another one right there. Kind of flat, but the only reason why I like this stock, if you remember, we traded it back in the end of March. The stock went from 50 cents to 250 in one day. So that always sparks my interest. Stock right now is up 26%, 650,000 shares already trading pre-market. You got a lot of iceberg orders. The good thing about this is that you can trade more shares of it. The big thing is when you trade more shares, you got to make sure that there's a lot of shares to get out of it. So you know what? People always ask me, do you need a lot of money to day trade? And I says, well, what is that supposed to mean? The stock's $1. If it moves 20 cents, big deal. What the hell's 20 cents? Oh, I don't know, 20 cents, $200 a day. You know how hard it is for some people to make $200 a day? That's $1,000 a week. That's $50,000 a year. I don't know how many times I have to stress that. So don't be overwhelmed that, we only moved 2 cents or 20 cents. That's why in the cyber group room, guys, when you see me in the trading room, when we train you, nobody brags. Because you know what? At the end of the day, we're all focusing on making the same amount of points. All right. Bragging how much money you made is for show offs. All right. And you know what? And it's also and for personally, when we teach you, it's discouraging because if you're new, you feel like you can't compete with these guys, but that's why we always focus on points. All right. So nobody feels uncomfortable being in the room. All right. Now, another stock that's on the watch list, Penn. Had a friend of mine that loved the stock. He's actually in the gaming business. He says, my God, Fausto, the stock was $40. It went down to $5. That is a catastrophe. Look at that. That is a complete catastrophe. 40 down to 5. He said he bought it at 10. I go, why'd you buy so late? But anyway, he's doing well. Good stock. Stock just took a big hit right now. If you look over there on the level 3, on the right-hand side, not too many big orders out there. But Penn, we traded it. We did well with Penn. Penn's been a fun stock. ERI, another one that's going to make the watch list. She's starting to back off right now. She's up 8%, 100,000 shares. I don't know. I might scratch that one. That happens. Love. Remember Love yesterday? We talked about Love. Love the stock, right? So anyway, that stock is gapped up again, up 17%, 70,000 shares already trading pre-market. There's a big iceberg order right here for 7,000 at 880. So you can see it right there. He's been out there for about 30 minutes now. So he's obviously supporting the stock. We see you, buddy. We see you. Don't worry about that. We know you want to buy. Ruth, what's so funny? The reason why I bring up Ruth, I'm going to tell you, a lot of these are hospitality stocks. If you notice, the hospitality stocks are starting to move. So you know what? They're all coming on the radar. They're all showing up on the big percentage gainers right now. I would keep a close eye on the hospitality stocks. Hey, AMC's a hospitality, isn't it? They're obviously in the entertainment business. So I see a couple of hospitality stocks been popping up there. So if you know any other ones, guys, in the cyber group room, make sure you share them because I want to keep an eye on those. I'm noticing a lot of them are starting to come up. I mean, look at this hospitality stock. It was $24. The thing dropped down to $3. Could you imagine being the owner of that company or working for a Ruth hospitality group, and then here's your retirement. Stock's been doing great all year long, and all of a sudden you wake up the next, trust me, everyone got crushed. Everybody got crushed. But this is why we trade. We trade because you know what? If I loved it at 24, I am literally drooling at 3. Okay. All right. But I would keep an eye on the hospitality stocks. I talked about Penn already. And you know what? Just one last thing I want to bring up before we go. Planet Fitness? Are you kidding me? This stock was $85. I mean, it just blows my mind. I didn't even know Planet Hollywood was a public. Planet Fitness was even public. You know what I mean? When's the last time? Did anyone know Planet Fitness was public? More or less $85 at one point. Stock got crushed. Is that Ruth Steakhouse? No, I don't think. I don't know. Well, I don't know. It's a good question, Michael. That's a really good question. Gym equipment is expensive. I guess so. It is, but $85. Went down to 25, and the thing came back. It's almost at 60. So definitely something to just kind of just throw it out there that sometimes you just never know with these companies. Listen, you blew my mind. Chipotle. That not even like $50. Things like in like the hundreds. What else we got? Anything else? Anything else I'm missing, guys? Anything else I'm missing, cyber traders? I think we've pretty much done it. Now, listen, I personally don't think this pre-market is any good this morning, like the other pre-markets that we traded. So I would be very, very cautious of jumping into any stocks right now. I would wait for about the first 5 minutes. The market is up. We're up about 600-700 points right now. So it's really been sitting there flat. I think a lot of the news, because I think they pretty much got a cure for the virus. It looks like some of these big companies finally stepped up. If it was Pfizer or any of them, I don't know. I think that was the rumor that's going around. But so it looks like we could be out of the woods sooner than later. They already talked about when they're going to start opening up the states. New York's they're going to start phasing in. We're probably going to be last here in New York. May 15th is a long time. My wife's actually going crazy. She's like, my kid graduated 2 weeks ago. She was just on a school conference, and they told them that it was pretty much a wash, and it's really sad. It really is that these kids lost school. But you know what? We're home. We're trading. We're having fun. So let's try to make some money off it, I guess, right? That's what we're doing. So anyway, all right. So listen, don't get crazy in pre-market right now. Market opens up in about 15 minutes. Let's see what's going to, and if we see something, we'll say something. If you're watching us on YouTube and you watch us on Facebook right now live, if you want to find out more, just go to our website, click on, we'll get you in our cyber group room, and you can see what it's like to trade during the course of the day. And for all the cyber group traders that are in the room right now, we'll start commentating, like I said, at 9:30 when the market opens up. Let's remember, be careful. It is Friday. Fridays are not the greatest days to trade. All right. But if people start feeling that maybe this is the bottom, you might get a little bit of a rally. So we're going to have to start trading some brand name stocks. Just remember with the brand name stocks, they do really good, nasty shakes on it. A lot of program trading comes in there. A lot of high frequency trades, HFTs come in. So don't get too crazy when it comes to trading those brand name stocks. Just take the money and run. Remember, just scalp more or less. Okay. Don't try to hit home runs. All right. If you love a company, you want to swing trade it, that's a different story, but don't do anything else. All right, guys. Good luck today. Happy trading. Be safe. And we'll start commentating. And like I said, in less than 15 minutes. All right. Happy trading, everyone. If I don't see you, have a great weekend.